What is going on, guys? Franco here. In this video I will recap my trades from today, and I do want to say it was a beautiful day today. Even though it was a red day, it was a very good day for me. Let's jump right in. All right, here's the edge wonk, and you can see I did have a red day, but I do say it was a beautiful day for me because I was able to lower my size ahead of my trading session. And I just want to share this to you that I'm getting a lot better in one thing called metacognition, where you can be aware um, of your thoughts. So is being aware of being aware. Um, it's it's beautiful because you get to recognize when your state is not optimal to trade. Um, I do call traders mental athletes. I do think it's a very hard discipline, and we have to be on peak state. We have to be at our best in order to trade well and read the market the best way, um, minimizing emotions, and try to do the best we can, right? So um, let's jump right into the trades, and I want to say it was a beautiful day because I at some point I was tilted, and just took me one trade. It took me one trade just to feel this sensation or of being uh, wanted to revenge or recover my money quicker. So long story short, I had to pause a little bit after my second trade, and I utilize this technique that I learned from Andrew Huberman. He says that every habit you have a whatever thing that preceded the habit, whatever action or something that happened to you that triggered the execution of the habit, and then after the execution of the habit you get another like stage of whatever you did after doing the habit. And my usual behavior used to be a long time ago, but still I have it fresh in my mind. Like I will feel insecure about my trading, or these sensations that I don't know what I'm doing, right? And this is something that we feel as trader because we're learning, and this is a constant learning. There's no learning that does not stop. Market is very dynamic. So all right, so you have these feelings, which are very familiar right now to me, and it's very individual. All right, then the execution of the habit, right? And then what is coming after the habit. For me was, all right, I was feeling insecure, then I traded here, I put a trade, loss, boom, I'm triggered. Tilted, revenge trading, or FOMO trading, all those kind of very bad behavior in trading. And then after that, a stage of grief or preoccupation or sadness and depression, right? So that was my um, uh, uh, not daily, but occasionally um, uh, day in trading, right? I'm not gonna say it was every day, but if you're studying trading and it's taking you longer than you thought, you're gonna start, and you don't act quickly to repair the situation like I did. I didn't. It took me a lot of time. Like I could have done this in 2 years, but this is my first year. So um, so now what I do every time I feel like that, now today I was able to recognize, all right, you're not feeling good, lower your size. So I came back to my trading station. I said, all right, you usually trade two or more accounts. Today you're trading one and very small size because I was not feeling good. And what I did is I lowered my size. Even with lower size, I was risking around less than $200 per trade, and even one trade triggered me to have a revenge trade. So um, this is my second trade. If you see here, my setup, I put it tilted because it was not set up. I was just trying to make my money back quick after my loss. But the good part is that I lost that trade. The tilted trade, I lost it, right? So I was able to stand up from my computer and do insert another habit in between my bad habit execution and my post habit scene, if you call, right? After the let's draw yourself a bracket, right? Is what precedes the habit, and then after it, what it comes after it, right? So before I was feeling bad or just putting another trade, um, I got up on my computer and I decided to. I did 4 sets of push-ups and squats um, for like 15-20 minutes while watching the market. But I was really in between this task bracketing, right? When I finished, and it's important for you to take time to finish whatever you're inserting there, so you confuse your brain and group of neurons that trigger you at the beginning, meaning, all right, I lost a trade. I was feeling bad. I lost a trade, bad execution. Now you put a good habit, and then you close the bracket, and then you can feel what comes afterward, right? So I think it's a good day because I was able to recognize at the beginning and then in the middle of the habit, right? So it didn't cost me much, $365 a day. Um, let's jump right into the first trade. First trade was a short. After the market opened, we had a drop, and we came back here, and I was trading wrongly the entire day. I simply I was like, there's nothing here. Okay, the zone was there. I'm not negating that the zone was there, but number one, I moved here real quick, close to 1 to 1 or even more than 1 to 1. I didn't move my stop to begin with. And the internals, you can argue that the tick chart didn't break the zero line, so it's too early to call. But it didn't break the zero line, and certainly the ADQD was not bearish. It opened up at 1700. It came down and then started to go back up, right? So there were no arguments for me to take a short. And right after I lost my first trade, I was certainly not in my right state, and I wanted to jump right in, but I bought here thinking that, all right, my analysis was, all right, came to this area. Now the market is going to go back up and it's going to continue, right? After breaking this, it's very common in an uptrend to hold this area after it was one, two, the third pivot created, and then it's going to come back up, the W pattern here, right? So I jumped right in and I got stepped out here. I was very disciplined, but it doesn't take me very much effort nowadays to don't touch my stop. I rarely move it, even though I try not to. And I would say 1 out of 100 days, I move my stop. I could move my target, and I'm guilty of that, and I will continue to be guilty of that because sometimes you can think again and recognize that your target is too greedy or is not the best, so it's best for you to just bring it down or closer to your entry point. All right, so I did not move my stop. That was a positive sign. Then I did whatever I said. Like I did the inserting uh uh I did the inserting the habit into my bad execution, and then it took me 1 more hour to take another trade. If you see my trading, you know that I usually take 1 or 2 trades. When I take more than 2 or 3 trades, it's definitely a no good and not a good day for me. Um, Here is my third trade. I took a long after it was dropping. I had this limit order here. It came, it filled me in. It went 1 to 1 and it continued to go down. Now at this point, the ADQD was perfect, was textbook. What it wasn't good was the tick chart. Tick chart never made a new high here, and when it filled me in was a new low. Now I was aggressive moving my stop. It was 1 to 1, but nevertheless I was very aggressive to move my stop, because when you have a continuation like I was looking for, like meaning, all right, it went up, now it's coming back down, now this thing is going to continue back up. Usually you have this extreme, which is not bad, but right after you get filled, this thing has to go through everything and give you a positive extreme, which it didn't. Um, so that ended up a break-even trade. Now, right after it, I took another trade. This was another long. Um, I didn't attempt any other short. Right after my first one, I was trying to get long. Now, what the market did today is very atypical. It's not normal. It was a reversal day. That probably happens 4 to 5% of the time. One every 20, 30 trading sessions. So what happened today is not very likely to happen every day in the market. So that was, I think I was trading to the long side of the market, which was the higher probability. Um, all right, so here I took another long trade limit order right after the pivot, after the open. It moved 1 to 1. I didn't move the stop, so I was obviously not in my best state of trade. But if you see the ADQD created this pivot, it went back up. So when at the time of my fill was here, it wasn't bad per se. And the tick chart, yes, it was in a channel downtrend. So that's my mistake technically. But the real mistake is that I shouldn't have taken any other long. Watching the tick chart that way. And then my last trade before noon, I I took a long here after these extremely volatile bullish candles, and breaking this pivot. I took a long right here, came a little bit deep into the zone and shoved back up, moving close to a 2 to 1. Pardon me, 2 to 1. My target was here, but it came right down very aggressively. But I was again very aggressive moving my stop to break even. ADQD here is the critical part to break to the downside, and the tick chart was certainly the same. I was obviously not paying attention too much to the tick chart. So my learning lesson today is, all right, it was a good day for me, because such a bad day would have cost me probably $2,000, but it cost me $365. Here's my no, sorry. Oh, what's going on? Where's my? Okay, so here's my trading screen. This is the total for the account market. Now it's closed, And with that, I'm gonna ask you please like, subscribe, and share if you like this type of content. That help us with the YouTube algo, and so we can grow this channel and help more people. Bye now.